Hello, it's me, Troubadour, and I got something special for all of you. In today's video, I will be completing the superautopets gauntlet. Let's freaking go. Now, for those that don't know, the superautopets gauntlet is sort of like the ultimate challenge run for any, seriously dedicated superautopets player. The goal is to win once with every pack in the game in a row without losing. So, you have to win a game with Turtle Pack, and then Puppy, and then Star, all the way to weekly and customs without dropping a single game. And, it's had some ups and downs over the years in terms of difficulty, depending on when certain packs had some broken strategies. Also, with the difficulty changes earlier this year, that also shook things up a bit. That being said, it's the first time I've ever done it in my entire, 3-whatever-year career, I guess you could call it, of playing this game. So, yeah, I'm pretty stoked that I was able to pull it off. So, we're going to be locking in, and this is going to be a doozy of a video. So, grab your popcorn, grab your sodas, grab your Mike and Nikes, whatever movie candy you got. Or, just maybe pop in every, watch a couple runs a day and maybe you'll finish it throughout the week. Who knows? Enjoy it how you want, but we're going to be doing it all in one segment here. Now, if you're watching this the day this video is uploaded, today is actually the 3-year anniversary of my YouTube channel. I uploaded my first video on this day 3 years ago. Is a superautopets replay of me attempting one of Grounded Sap's bounties from his bounty board on the Grounded Sap website. Specifically where, which one was it? It was the Mantis Badger, I think it was. It was triple Badger with double Mantis between the Badgers. Quite a tricky combo, especially in the old customs when, everything was wild. There was no standard customs. So yeah, pretty cool. Got my start doing that. I should say, by the way, I'm recording this voiceover in post. This whole run was recorded live in one, segment on my computer. It's just, I was just like listening to music in the background. I wasn't live commentating the whole time. I'll probably be popping in and out for the commentary. I'm definitely not doing like an hour's worth of commentary in one sitting. But trust me when I say this was all in one take, no edits or anything. I mean, let's be real, why would you want to fake a superautopets gauntlet? Like, that's just so, like, what a lame thing to do. Like, I'll be honest, if you're gonna fake like a superautopets gauntlet, like, you're kind of a loser. I'm just gonna say it. So anyway, if you think I'm faking it, call me a loser in the comments. I don't care. This was all one take, even if my voiceover's in post. But yeah, I got my start with my channel 3 years ago today, which is kind of insane to say, I can't believe I've been keeping this up for, 3 years as we put melon on a monkey. What the heck was I thinking? What? I guess I'm like, you know what? We're going to scale monkey to the moon and I don't need melon on, the ox. I don't know why I didn't put it on the kangaroo. I mean, whatever, it worked out. Oh, as you can see, by the way, I am playing versus all packs for all the standard packs just because I find that more interesting to play now that I've played, 3 years of this game or whatever. Probably 3.5, close to 4, I guess, now that I think about it. Since I've played the game a lot, it's just more fun for me to do versus all packs, so you're going to be seeing that. But yeah, I started this channel 3 years ago. Just kind of wanted to start YouTube. I was interested in it for a bit. I've talked about this before. Let me give my timeline of playing superautopets. So, superautopets, when it came out, I didn't care. I'll be honest. I've never been like an auto battler kind of guy. Like, yeah, I like some strategy stuff. Like Pokemon. Maybe like some. I used to play like Fire Emblem back in the day. I like some strategy stuff here and there. But I've never been interested in like auto battlers per se. I didn't really watch much superautopets content. Kind of when it blew up. Like I never watched like Northernlion or anyone like that. I think I watched like 3 minutes of like a Germa video where he was in like a superautopets tournament or something, and that was it. But anyway, fast forward a few years. At the time, I was really into competitive Pokemon. I still like playing Pokemon from time to time. I'm definitely not involved in that scene much anymore. And in between, we've been playing Scarlet and Violet for like a few years or something, and it was getting close to, or not Scarlet and Violet, Sword and Shield, and we're getting close to the release of Scarlet and Violet. So one of the Pokemon YouTubers I followed at the time, his name is Nathan Likes Chicken. I'm not sure if he uploads much anymore, but back then he was a pretty cool Pokemon YouTuber, especially specialized in doing like stuff like monotype and stuff. Anyway, he did a one-off video on superautopets. And just like for fun, he was something like he said he and his friends like to play, and he just did some videos with it. And that video, you know, is what got me to actually take a second look at the game and be like, you know what? That actually looks pretty fun. I ended up watching some other videos from more, you know, mainstream, I guess, superautopets creators. People like Kino and Haps especially were the people I watched as I was starting to like get into the game. And I decided, you know what? Let's try it out. Let's download the game and give it a go. So I started playing superautopets maybe a little before, a little after Golden Pack release, somewhere around there. Wait, I've got the exact date. Hold up. I remember, I have the exact date actually, because I asked a friend of mine in a Discord server we were in if he could help me play my first ever game, because I know he had played it in the past. Even if he wasn't playing it then, we had played it in the past. So yeah, I knew he'd help me out. Here it is. Okay, my first ever game of superautopets was October 31st, 2022. And here's a screenshot of my first team. We did rabbit scaling, snake behind a crab, and a bison. Don't tell Rev GT. But yeah, also my username was Fruity Pebbles, because that was the name of my D&D character. This was a D&D group chat, and my character was named Fruity Pebbles. And I'm not going to elaborate on that any further. But yeah, my first game was October 31st, 2022. And then I played it a little bit here and there, and it was really January of 2023 when I really started to pick it up, which is why I really think about Golden Pack when I say that's kind of when I played the game, because that's around when Golden Pack came out. I really got obsessed with playing it. I got like better and better. I started to actually win decently, consistently in Turtle Pack. And then, you know, they released the Golden Pack. I was like, you know, let's try out another pack. Let's spend some money, put down $10 and try something else. And so I bought Golden Pack, and golly, I was so bad at Golden Pack. I don't know what it was. It was really hard. I mean, it's a new, you know, pack and all that. It just came out, and I was still, you know, it's a very different experience from Turtle Pack. Turtle Pack, you know, I was just doing like, you know, like you saw rabbit, bison, you know, I was running like elephant, camel. And then I get into Golden Pack and actually have to think about ability synergies a little more. Speaking of Golden Pack, we face it here. Let's talk about the game a little bit. We face it here. Pretty sure this is the last turn. Yep, we win here with our amazingly creative Tiger Leopard. You know, we got some nice stats on Boar and Ox as well. Melon on the Monkey, and we get our first win with the Turtle Pack as we transition over to Puppy. But yeah, as I was saying, I started out with Golden Pack, and I really sucked at it, and it was really, really hard. I think like at one point I just didn't play the game for like a week or two because I was just frustrated about how I couldn't win it. You know, Golden Pack, it was hard. But I decided to pick it back up, give it a little more tries, and then what do you know? Ended up really enjoying it and finding that I really loved the ability synergies. It's like Golden Pack was like, once you understood how to play Golden Pack, it's incredibly fun. You really it challenged me to think a little differently with how I played the game. Not all about just like stats and kind of brain dead scaling. I actually had to think about how abilities work together and think about things like pivoting off of pets into later ones and like how I can do cool synergies together, you know, like, oh, like Banana Tea is a pretty crazy idea, you know, getting a monkey in Golden Pack, like just cool things like that. I never really thought about playing Turtle Pack and ended up loving Golden Pack. Fast forward some time, I ended up one by one, you know, buying the packs. I bought Puppy, I bought Star, had a blast with those as well, you know, so I did go back and buy the ones that had already been, expansion packs that had already been released up to that point. And yeah, and then once I kind of got the hang of every pack, I started to go for achievements. As I'm sure many of you have a similar experience of, achievements were kind of the thing that kept me hooked on superautopets for a while. Especially, you know, just riding him like in the car, you know, maybe like between classes, you know, because this was like 2022. I was, what was I say, October 2022? Actually, I wouldn't have been in classes. No, I would have been out of school at this point. Just starting my job, my first, you know, full-time job after college. But, you know, it was still had a lot of fun. You know, grinding for achievements is a fun thing to throw on while I like watched a YouTube video or listen to some music, that kind of thing. I ended up trying to go for every single achievement in the game. This is also when I started playing a lot of weekly pack. I really loved playing weeklies for a while. Actually, outside of customs, I think weekly is my like second most played of all of the like packs, you know, which is kind of insane. Maybe turtle packs more, but like I've played like over 500 games of weekly pack, and y'all believe me when I say like I haven't really played much weekly in the last couple years. Like a lot of that's very front loaded to when I was grinding achievements. But I love playing the weekly pack, trying all the new stuff every single, you know, time and going for all the achievements. And then I got all them. Yeah, that's right. I got every single achievement, I think sometime in the middle of 2023, I want to say it was. Yeah, I think it was 2023. Let me see if I can find a picture. Okay, I probably won't put it here, but I think I might have a picture on my phone of when I finally beat every achievement in the game. All the hidden pets, like all of the packs, even the custom exclusive stuff. I can't remember if I wasn't playing much customs at this point. But yeah, I got every single achievement in the game. And then I thought, man, what now? You know, I've been on this achievement grind for who knows how long, like literally like almost a year now. Like, what do I do with superautopets now? You know, at this time, I'd been joining some discords for some people, like superautopets people at this time. Like, I was in the official superautopets discord. Actually, if you go back in my message history in the official superautopets discord, you'll see a lot of me posting screenshots of my achievements as I got them. There's a fun little bit of history there. But, you know, I was in Haps's discord, I think RevGT as well. I was just, you know, joining all the discords, posting screenshots, talking about fun teams and all that. And that's why I found out about Grounded's website and his bounty board, where he had fun challenge teams, basically, that he would post on there. And if you were able to get a win with it, especially for the first one, like he put a link to it on his website. It's super cool. Like, it's like a nice, cool sense of, you know, accomplishment there. So I decided, you know what, let's try some of these challenge runs. And also, speaking of, so I just mentioned RevGT. RevGT was doing his series, I almost call it Pimp My Pack. That's my series. What? Troubadour, what are you talking about? He was doing his series, Rate My Gameplay. Was that what it was called, right? Really want to rate gameplay with you. Yeah, I think it was Rate My Gameplay. Please like and subscribe for your boy. Subscribe for your boy. Yeah! I think that's the notes he hit. Anyway, Rate My Gameplay, where you would send in a replay to RevGT, or a recording. There weren't replays yet, actually. It was just a recording. You send a recording to him, and he would rate your run on a scale of, like, you know, skills, tactics, whatever, all that nonsense. And I thought, you know, that could be a fun idea. So let's see if I can get a cool run to show off to RevGT. And yeah, so my first ever kind of video I recorded was me doing a Rate My Gameplay for RevGT. What was the team I did? Oh my gosh. Hold on, I'm gonna look this up on my phone. I can't quite remember what the team was. It was a double feature. It was me and another guy that were featured on it. Man, what was it? I can't quite remember. Maybe if I can look back at the date on my phone, I probably have like a picture recording from then. But anyway, that was kind of my first recording that I did for superautopets. Got a decent reception. I was like, you know what? I think I could do this too, you know? Kino, Haps, Grounded Sap, RevGT. Oh yeah, I was watching a lot of Grounded Sap too. That's how I found RevGT, actually, is like, originally I thought he was just, you know, oh, RevGT, that's Grounded Sap's like internet friend, you know? Anyway, so I was like, you know what? I could do this too. I've got some fun ideas. YouTube's could be interesting. Let's give it a try. So then on this day 3 years ago, you know, full circle, uploaded my first ever video, the bounty board, and the rest is history. As we get to 9 wins in the puppy pack gameplay. Hope you're enjoying. Hey, this is a perfect commentary if you're just like, Hey, comment below if you're just like, you're at work or you're doing some chores or working on schoolwork and you just got us in the background listening to my Troubadour podcast, me yapping about my superautopets history timeline. I appreciate all of you. Comment down below if you're just like, you know, got this on in the background while you're working on something else. But yeah, where was I? I was trying to find the Rev GT clip. Goodness gracious, can't find it. But hey, we won with the puppy pack. Turn 13. Eagle, octopus, elephant seal is really great tempo. Pretty sick. So yeah, we're going to move on to the star pack. Star pack, very fun since the revamp. I'll be honest, I did not like playing star pack pre-revamp. It was just not very fun for me. You know, it wasn't until they mixed things up, added chocolate and a lot cooler synergies. It wasn't just Husky versus Shoebill wide scaling. You know, once they had some interesting stuff, like I was into it. Okay, I'm looking on my phone. This would have been like July, maybe August for the Rev GT thing. Oh man, I have so many screenshots of me spamming teams on here from that time. A lot of Mantis teams. Yeah, back in the day, I was that guy spamming Mantis Muskox. That's how I fell in love with Mantis, by the way. Is I loved playing Mantis Muskox in customs because Muskox used to be permanent scaling in the shop. So you can run Mantis with it and just get insane stats. Mantis would get insane stats, and then I'd just throw a pet at the back and get an achievement. I did some achievement farming that way. So yeah, okay, here it is, August. Yeah. Wow, look at that. There's my picture of every single achievement. Yeah, at the time I got every achievement in the game, I had played 1,075 matches. I've now played over 9,000 games of Super Auto Pets, which is just kind of insane to see. Okay, I'm back. I had to pause while I was scrolling. I found the video. It's from August 22nd, 2023. So actually, okay. Oh, I remember now. Okay, so this is after my first video on the channel, but that's because I submitted this replay to Rev GT before he did the commentary and uploaded his video. So really, my first recording was this replay in this video, and then I decided, you know what, let's make a YouTube channel, uploaded a few videos, and then the Rev GT thing came out, and I was a YouTuber at that point, you know, I had like 5 subscribers, you know. But anyway, yeah, that was it. There we go. I'll put the link in the description if you want to see my first ever replay. It was me running Mantis plus Komodo. So yeah, just as chaotic as you can expect. And yes, there's Mantis Muskox in it. So yeah, that's what got me started on my Super Autopets YouTube journey, was Rev GT back then. And then back then, first I was trying to do like challenge runs, you know, especially with the bounty board, and that started a series. My first series on the channel was a series called Ranked A to Z, which those of you who've been around the channel a while remember this series. Basically, back in the day, Scooty, who was another Super Autopets guy I used to watch a lot, Scooty was doing an A to Z challenge where he'd get every achievement in the game from A to Z. And I was like, what if I did that in ranked mode? Because ranked mode just came out. I ended up giving up on the series eventually just because they were adding pets faster than I was winning with. And I enjoy arena more than ranked. I enjoy ranked, but it's just arena is my favorite, you know? So ended up dropping that series after a while. But yeah, I started with ranked A to Z. Let's see what else do I got in here. Ooh, there's some really cool teams in here. And like at this point, I'm only getting like, you know, maybe 10 to 20 views of video. I'd get a couple likes and maybe 1 or 2 comments. Shoutouts to my brother, Rhythm Dealer, who has commented on every single video on the channel since I created it, which like that's hundreds of videos now. But yeah, you can see them on all over the old things here. But yeah. And I remember I didn't really have a goal in mind. I was just like, let me just keep uploading, keep working on content, and we'll see what happens. At the time, by the way, I was playing and recording on my MacBook. I did not have a PC at this point. And let me tell you, iMovie is a bad editing software. I don't remember all the details now, but I remember like getting so frustrated, just the lack of options I had while editing iMovie, and that was one of the reasons I wanted to build a PC. Is like, yeah, I wanted to have cool games and have all this power to play cool stuff, but also I want to be able to edit on actual editing software for my YouTube channel. So yeah, shouts to iMovie for being one of the reasons I got interested in that. Dude, Donkey going crazy. Nice camel, idiot. I think I get a few draws here with Donkey. But yeah, what was I about to talk about with the channel? yeah, by the end of the year, my goal when I started, I was like, hey, maybe I'll hit like 100 subscribers by the end of the year. That could be cool. I was very slowly getting subscribers. I was starting to build something small. It was mostly like other people that were dedicated in the superautopets community, or just people on Discord, because I post my videos in all of the superautopets Discords to promote it. Shouts to GAUNTLET Sap also for always, even not just with me, anytime there's a new channel, he's always all about promoting it with his posts on YouTube, and he would promote my videos a lot, which I appreciate. Granted, shout outs to you. Another reason I kept doing this so long. And my goal is to get 100 subscribers by the end of the year. And you know, I was going home for Christmas. I wanted to work ahead. I edited a bunch of videos. Like, I was grinding on, you know, editing. It was crazy. Kind of honestly burnt me out a little bit. Don't do that. If you're listening, if you're thinking about doing it in the future, don't do that. Don't just edit like crazy and then get burnt out. But anyway, come Christmas, I had 75 subscribers. I was like, you know what? That's pretty good for the year. And then I had one video do decently well in the algorithm. Like, it got like a few hundred. I think I was copying like a RevGT build where he ran, I think it was a vulture team, I believe. Yeah, he ran like this vulture team. And let me see if I can find it on my phone here. He ran this vulture team. And I was like, yo, the RevGT's team is like crazy. And that one actually hit the algorithm. And because of that, I hit 100 subscribers before the end of the year. And that was just like really, really cool. So yeah, oh, here it is. Yeah, so I was at that point, I was getting around 80 to 100, maybe a couple hundred on a couple videos. And then the RevGT one, I ran a Try Hard Tuesday with RevGT's, just crazy, vulture pack that he had uploaded a video about. And that video got 1,000 views, which was insane for me back then. And that got me to the 100 subscriber benchmark. Also around this time is when I built my PC, like maybe a couple months before that. I had a mic for my videos. Back then, if you watch my older videos, it was just gameplay and some music. You know, I'd throw on like some like Pokemon music or something, and that was it. Maybe some text on the screen for like ranked A to Z, but I started doing the voice. And if you watch some of the older videos with the microphone, I was really bad at it. You know, I love doing the voice stuff now. I definitely recommend to those who want to do YouTube for a while, like, just try it, you know, see if you like it. Even if you're not good at it at first, like, you'll get better. Like, go watch some of my earlier stuff. The voice stuff, the voiceovers were just really bad. All right, I've got a lot better, a lot more skilled at doing the voiceovers now. I even used to have like script a little bit, and nowadays, like, I barely script anything. I just rip it, you know, and it works out all right. So anyway, come 2024, I was like, you know what? I just hit 100 subscribers. Let's see if I can hit 200 by the end of the year. So, you know, I keep on going my videos. I had my first like highly edited video as well. That was not just a replay plus commentary. RevGT, you know, speaking of Sap Gauntlet, RevGT a few times ran like a lobby that was a Gauntlet tournament where it was basically a lobby of like 8 people, whatever, 10 people, 12 people, and everyone would play Turtle and then Puppy and then Star, and you go through every pack. Whoever had the most points after, you know, however many things, won. And it was a pretty cool thing. And I participated in one, made a whole video on it, did a whole script and everything. Honestly, the scripting was not that great. I'll be honest, looking back at it, it's kind of cringe. But I learned a lot of cool skills, tried a lot of new things, and it was just fun, like doing a different kind of video that took a lot more effort, a lot more editing, a lot more time into it than I usually do. It didn't do like amazingly, but it did all right. And so I was cool with it. But yeah, throughout the year, started doing more stuff. I did my first superautopets Jeopardy. Back in the day, I used to do some Jeopardy. Speaking of which, I am doing another superautopets game show. I know I've made some posts and talked about it in videos. Yes, that is still being worked on. I've got some, first I didn't think I had enough responses to make something out of it, but then I did some more thinking. I thought of some great ways I can make this into a really fun game show. So yeah, do game shows soon, not Jeopardy, but yeah, I'm working on it. Don't worry. Anyway, I did my first Jeopardy with, what was it, Flame96, RevGT. Flame96, another YouTuber I used to watch a bunch back in the day. Golly, so many names are coming back up. This nostalgia trip for Troubadour. And then Mirko, because Mirko did a different game show or Jeopardy that inspired me to do this one. So I was like, yo, Mirko, I want to be part of this one since I'm kind of based on yours. And he's like, sure. And then the Unicorn Pack came out. And this is really when my channel started to become what it is today. Unicorn Pack, the hype for it was probably the biggest we've had since, you know, maybe launch. I wasn't around for launch, obviously, but like There was no testing period. There was some little bit of teasers, but besides that, like, we were gonna learn everything about Unicorn Pack when it came out. And we like, when it came out, oh my gosh, there's so many pets, so many crazy ideas and gimmicks and stuff. But then we played it a bit and we figured out, oh, this is incredibly broken. Everything was so unbalanced. Some pets were incredibly broken and others were incredibly bad. And so, you know, because there's no testing period, you know, there was a few weeks where it was just honestly unplayable. But I think due in part to the fact that we didn't know much about it, in terms of when it came to YouTube, that made for some really good content. People interested in learning about this new pack of superautopets kind of generated some interest. And suddenly out of nowhere, after the Unicorn Pack came out, for about a week or two, the algorithm decided to recommend my videos to everybody. Like, it was insane. Just out of nowhere, YouTube's like, all right, I know you're getting like about 100 to 200 views a video. How about we give you 3 videos in a row with over 1,000 views? And there weren't even like great runs. They were just kind of like, yeah, here's like my 3rd time playing Unicorn Pack, and I did like a roll team or something. And it got like 3,000 views or 2,000 views or something. And I did 5 behemoths and that got 3.5 thousand views. Like, that's insane. YouTube decided to recommend to everybody. And I went from, you know, 100 subscribers to like 600 by the end of February. Like, it was insane, the growth I had. Also had my most popular video on the channel ever, where I did a video featuring the Nurikabe. It's got 14,000 views, still my most popular today, just because YouTube decided to recommend it to everybody. And yeah, so thanks to the Unicorn Pack and YouTube just randomly picking up me on the algorithm for a couple weeks, I got a lot of subscribers and decided, you know what? Maybe this is something I can keep doing for a while. So yeah, this is when I was doing a lot of, you know, I had my Try Hard Tuesdays every week, some ranked A to Z, random arena runs, all that kind of stuff. And did some more Jeopardies this year. And slowly throughout the year, I was gaining subscribers. I was grinding videos. I really wanted, like, once I hit like that crazy bump in February, I was like, well, forget my goal of 200. I want to see if I can get to 1,000 and get monetized. That'd be really cool. Also, check out the win. Let's go. Roll team, you know, leech, donkey, all that stuff's pretty cool. Barely able to scrape that out, honestly. I was a little worried that one was going to die and we were going to be done. But yeah, we're going to jump into Golden Pack, my favorite pack to play, by the way. So that's pretty cool. Shouts to the Star Pack run. I love how this, like, this, you know, this is a Gauntlet video, but really I'm treating it more like a 3-year, it is my 3-year anniversary. And so I'm treating it more like a Troubadour nostalgia trip. But hey, I have to talk about something for a whole hour. There's only so many times I can say, all right, I'm going to sell this pet and buy this pet and then put an apple on this guy. Like, you know, got me some slack here. Need a drink. There we go. First drink of water. 30 minutes in. We did it, y'all. Make sure you're drinking water if you're listening right now on, you know, doing podcast mode. Go drink some water. It's important. But anyway, I was grinding. I was uploading like 3 videos a week at least for almost a year. And man, that was hard. I would not recommend that. I would not do that nowadays. I was really making content for content's sake because I really wanted to hit this goal and really wanted to get monetized because I thought that'd be pretty neat. I thought I could accomplish it. It just took a lot of work, and honestly, my content kind of took a little bit of a dip in terms of quality, at least personally. Like, yeah, I was getting some good videos that have like decent popularity, but in terms of like being personally satisfied with it, sometimes I'm like, it'd be weeks and be like, all right, let me just like throw something together so I can have a video this week. Like, what's a broken pet I haven't done? All right, let's do that for Try Hard Tuesdays. I don't, you know, I haven't played Golden Pack in a while. Let's just play Golden Pack team and make a video. Like, I wasn't thinking super hard about the teams and ideas I was making, and you know, even if the channel was doing better, I personally was like not as invested with the kind of content I was making out, but that would change later. But yeah, I think around November of that year of 2024 was when I finally got monetized, and that was pretty cool. And so then we fast forward to 2025. I decide, you know, I think I'd still keep up with some of the upload schedule, but I started to slow down a bit. I was like, all right, I hit monetization. I was kind of burning myself out with it. Let's just, you know, calm down a bit. Also, I was really hoping for a cherry here for the squid, so I could sell out a black neck still. That would be awesome. But yeah, I was like, let's chill out a bit, take some more time on some of the videos, and maybe make, you know, content I'm a little more excited to do. So yeah, where am I on my, and I gotta scroll on my phone. I started streaming as well. That was fun. I don't stream that much, you know, but it's a fun thing to try. I like doing streaming sometimes. Do some more Jeopardies, more classic arena and stuff. All right, let me look at my YouTube here. What else? We're in 2025 now. Oh yeah, 1K subscriber special. I did a giveaway, and also, okay, it was October 24th. Let's rewind a bit. October 2024, I did a face reveal. I bought a camera. I've been thinking about it for a while. Decided I want to do a camera for videos and live streams. Nowadays, I mostly just keep it for live streams. I don't really do it for videos that much, you know, unless I feel like it. But yeah, shouts to RevGT for helping me with the face cam fake out for that video. It's such a funny bit. RevGT has been part of some of the greatest bits on this channel, I swear. But yeah, started doing the camera stuff. I started the Pimp My Pack series, which I don't really do anymore. Yeah. All right, fast forward to 2025. Oh yeah, I did a lot of superautopets songs too. Can't forget that. Remember the songs? Golly, nostalgia trip. All right, scrolling ahead on my phone. 2025. So this is when I started to experiment a little more with the type of content I was making. You know, I started a Road to High Elo series playing ranked mode like seriously with Golden Pack. I didn't end up dropping it, but you know, I did have fun with it for a while. Enjoyed my time playing ranked for what it was. I was still continuing with like, you know, stuff like Tryhard Tuesdays, but you know, I was adding in some more interesting arena runs for me. Trying some challenges like winning with my most bot pets, which is actually hardly thought. I started like a little bit. I did a couple like podcast style episodes called Sap Chats, if you guys remember that. That was pretty cool. Probably another one of those soon, actually. We'll see. It might just be me though. It might not be a Sap Chat. We'll see. I started doing face cam in my videos, such as for like my Valentine's Day stuff, or like there's the speedrun video. That's gotta be, hold on, side note, that's one of my favorite videos on the channel, simply for the fact of how stupid the idea was and how just funny it was. There's a video I did where it was me and Equi, another longtime community member. At the time, Equi was doing a lot of speedrun attempts, and so I said, hey Equi, I know you like speedrunning and playing Star Pack. Let's do a race, see if you can win with a team of 5 baguettes before I eat an entire baguette IRL. It was a race, and the thumbnail's literally speedrunner versus hungry American. Anyway, such a stupid idea, but literally peak content. Golly, shouts to that. Shouts to Equi. Kicked my butt in that, but you know, it's such a funny idea. Anyway, and then I also had probably my biggest video I've put the most time into ever happened last year in 2025. I did my superautopets connections video in March, where basically I said I forced these SAP YouTubers to solve my impossible quiz. I collabed with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 other YouTubers who sent me footage of them trying the puzzles I made. And I will admit the puzzles were actually stupidly hard, and I didn't realize that when I made them. But you know what? It made for some fun content, even if it was a lot of editing. I mean, I had 9 people's perspectives for 3 puzzles, and some of those recordings were like an hour and a half long. I trimmed it down to less than 30 minutes. Yeah, that was a lot of work, but I'm proud of how it turned out in the end. So yeah, shouts to that. What else did I start doing this year? 2025. Now, for personally, what I was happy about was I started experimenting more with my content. You know, obviously, I still was doing superautopets, still doing some of my challenge stuff. I started not doing as much Tryhard Tuesdays. I kind of, you know, Tryhard Tuesdays was kind of felt more like, it didn't really feel like I was making a video as of I was like, felt like I had to do it. Like, oh, I guess I need to try Tuesdays this week. Like, I wasn't getting the same satisfaction out of it. I was kind of just making content for content's sake at that point, you know, in the channel. Like, I was kind of getting tired of it. I was at like 80 something Tryhard Tuesdays, and I decided, you know what? I think I just need to take a break from this. Like, I'm not just gonna play Tryhard teams just to have a Tryhard teams. You know, I enjoy making crazier content more. We'll talk about it a little later though. 9 wins though. Golden Mirror with the Grizzly versus Saiga. Absolutely crazy. But I think we're going to, we're gonna make it through with our big golden retriever. That's win number 4. As we're 35 minutes into this recording, I'm starting to feel it in my voice. But yeah, the thing I'm actually probably most proud of this video, 2025, is I started making non-superautopets videos. Yeah, I still enjoy doing those nowadays. Obviously, like I've messed around with stuff like Marvel Rivals and Card Burners and Slay the Spire, and my first game I played was Wordplay, which, if you haven't heard of Wordplay, it's basically Balatro but a word game. Very fun game, but that was my first non-Super Autopets video. Back then and even nowadays, like, they only get like 1/10 of the views in my Super Autopets videos, but they're some of the most fun content I enjoy because it's a change of pace. Now, some of them, especially the wordplay stuff, was kind of just like hit record and then there's my video. Not much editing went into it. But what I like about it is, one, it just kind of gave me the reprieve of, like, mixing up the kind of stuff I do for the channel. Just felt good and let me get a lot of my creative spark out a lot more. I've talked about this before. I do this YouTube channel, as a personal hobby thing. Like, I don't do this for the views. I don't do this for the fame. Like, here's what I always say. If I wanted to be like, if I cared about the views, I wouldn't be playing Super Autopets. All right. I wouldn't be uploading. And even now, like, even if I only cared about the views, like, I wouldn't be uploading non-Super Autopets for my dedicated viewers. Like, I'm always going to do what makes me personally fulfills me. And sometimes it's Super Autopets. Sometimes that's other stuff. And this was kind of my first foray into that, was with Wordplay. But yeah. And then also, probably my favorite thing I started doing last year in August, not long before my 2-year channel anniversary, is I started uploading videos with my IRL friends, specifically with Marvel Rivals. Now, Marvel Rivals, man, what a game. I don't really play it nowadays, but there was a time where we would play it all the time. And, me and my friends have such a great dynamic. They were cool with me just recording it and seeing if it make it to a video. And those, actually, guys, in case you didn't know, if you're ever wondering, my favorite videos to make for the channel are anything that involves my friends. Because obviously it's my friends and it's fun. But two, I usually put a lot more time into it. Like, I'm taking sometimes 3 hours of footage, trimming it down to 8 minutes, and then putting a bunch of edits and musics and funny things, and just overall, the production quality is insanely high, and I love how the videos turn out every time. Some of these videos, mind you, get 30 views, and I still love these videos to this day. Like, personally, I'm so satisfied with all these videos I've done with my friends, like Marvel Rivals, when we did the New Super Mario Bros. Versus Online, we played Marvel versus Capcom, and the stuff I've done with my friends is always my favorite thing to do. One, because it's with my friends, and two, because the videos that come out of them, I work on them really hard, and I'm really proud of how they turn out. So hey, if I ever quit doing Super Autopets, expect to see that kind of stuff. Not that I'm quitting anytime soon. If I wanted to quit, I would have quit forever ago. But anyway, so yeah, I started doing the non-Super Autopet stuff, even if they don't do that well. I've loved doing that. And then kind of near the end of the year is when things changed. Let me scroll down. Where was it? Gotta find it on my thing. So at this point, I'm still doing some Tryhard Tuesday stuff here and there. And there was one specific one. Where can I find it? What was it? There was this one Tryhard Tuesdays that might have gone just a little too far. Oh, I found it. So this was back in November of 2025. Freets, longtime community member, known for being really good in customs and golden pack for versus mode, and also consistently finding ways to break the game, either with bugs or with infinites. It's honestly someone needs to make a documentary about Freets, how many times he's just broken the game. It's been insane. But anyway, he uploaded a video. He showed me a cool strategy where White Truffle, you gain attack and then jump attack the highest attack enemy. If you activate a White Truffle in the shop by fanning a pet, you would gain the attack, but you wouldn't lose the perk. So basically, if you put White Truffle on all your pets and then ran a Deerlord or a Mantis, you could scale up your attack like crazy. And then it would beat every other team. And I didn't really cover bugs on the channel. The few times I did, I would usually do it after the bug release. But this one, the devs were aware of it and said they were going to fix it in an upcoming patch. They just closed the test server, so I was like, okay, that'll happen anytime now. Yeah, it did not. That bug lasted for a bit too long, and I was kind of the catalyst for it getting spammed in the arena. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, that was kind of the tipping point of me being like, you know what? Maybe I don't have to do videos for video's sake. This is a little bit too much at this point. Like, showing off this bug just led to the arena just kind of getting ruined, and I was partially responsible for that. Like, yeah, there were other people already running in the arena, but my video, like, was really popularized it and was the reason it got played so much. So, you know, I felt bad for that. Didn't really feel like the kind of content I wanted and the kind of, you know, influence I want to have in the community. I was like, you know what? I still some more Try Tuesdays after that, but I was like, you know what? I kind of want to change how I'm doing content. I really do just want to do stuff like that I think will be fun and not worry about, you know, the views or whatever people think. Like, I'm just going to do what I think is going to be a cool team, whether it's strong or not, even if that means I don't upload as much, even if that means that don't get as many views. Like, I just want to make videos that will make me satisfied. It's just kind of where I pivoted my content sort of again. Nowadays, like, I don't upload as much as I used to, and that's fine. I'm happy with that. What I like now is that the videos I do upload end up being just a lot higher quality and end up with, you know, superautopets. It's like it's teams that I'm actually really proud of and I think are really cool, and not just kind of another, you know, scaling slop video number 3000. So yeah, I've been really excited with it. Also, it's crazy, this team. Sorry, speaking about the game on screen again, I can't believe this team lasted this long. I'm literally just looking for Sea Serpent and I'm on 9 wins anyway. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, looking for the Sea Serpent here. So yeah, that's kind of when I, end of last year, going into this year, I've kind of said, you know what, I'm going to make the videos that I want to make, whether that's superautopets or otherwise. So I've started doing more non-superautopets, doing stuff like the Marvel Rebels and the Minecraft, and like I did a Smash Bros video one time. And then when I do superautopets, it's teams I'm excited about that I think are really interesting. And generally they're a lot more unique than the stuff I made in the past. I mean, after 3 years of doing videos and almost 4 years of playing the game, like, yeah, I get bored of doing the same old stuff all the time. I want to mix it up, try something different. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And going into this year, I've done a lot more stuff, kind of collab stuff with my friends, you know, featuring them a lot more creative teams. And honestly, I feel like in terms of like channel, like I think I'm at the healthiest place with my YouTube channel I've ever been in my uploading here. Oh, freaking Falcon. Like in terms of my relationship with the channel, I feel like I'm the healthiest place I've been. I'm uploading the stuff that I want to upload that makes me excited, and just the stuff I'm interested in doing for the channel is the stuff I'm gonna upload, whether I think that'll do well for the channel or not, because it's not about the views. You know, this is really, at the end of the day, it's just a fun little outlet for me to share a little bit of myself on the internet. So yeah, and that brings us to today. Now we're 42 minutes in. We finished the Yap session all about the history of the Troubadour superautopets channel. Also, holy cow, what a draw, dude. Back Phoenix always goes crazy with the draws. I think we might hit level 3 Phoenix here. Yeah, we're gonna hit level 3 Phoenix. Still can't find the Sea Serpent. There it is. Finally. Oh, man. Yeah, okay, let's grab, what are we gonna grab? White Ochre? Yeah, we'll throw that in the Sleipnir. Reposition a little bit. I guess a little more stats. No, we should put the rock in front of the Sleipnir. What are you doing, Troubadour? You need more snipes on the Sea Serpent. See, not quite enough against this Golden Bat guy here. What am I thinking? Maybe I'll just find another Sleipnir? I don't remember. This gauntlet, by the way, I can't remember if I mentioned this before because it's been 45 minutes of recording. I recorded this on July 20th is when I got the gauntlet. So not really the freshest in my mind when it comes to what the heck happened in the video or in the runs itself. Drink number 2. All right. Melon on our Phoenix, not the back one because it would get removed. We did actually reposition this time. What do we face? A Puppy Pack team? Oh, that's more like it. Okay, I think we might win this one. I'm feeling pretty good. Nice skewers. I've got Crisp, and the Phoenix Summon at the back takes it. That's 5 in a row. We got the Unicorn Pack down. It's time to move on to probably my least played of the standard packs, the Danger Pack. All right, we had a quick bathroom break. I'm back now. You know what? We're just going to finish this all in essentially one sitting because, you know, we're already at Danger Pack. I could probably make it the rest of the way, even though I'm starting to lose my voice. You can probably hear it. I got a little more water, too. Had to refill up. Oh, yeah, it's a Danger Pack. It's the latest standard pack added to the game, and since then it's mostly been balance changes and free custom stuff. Danger pack, I think it's my least played of these standard packs just by, just because it came out, at a time when I wasn't really playing much standard packs anyway. So if it came out earlier, I definitely would have invested a lot more time into it. I still enjoy Danger Pack. I don't think I enjoy it as much as some other ones. Personally, I think my favorites are Golden, then Unicorn, then Star when it comes to standard packs, but I definitely think Danger is cool, and I'll still play it from time to time. I mean, shoot, I'm doing it here in this video, right? Speaking of, let's talk a little bit about my stats for the game. I talked about this being my least played pack. Earlier, I talked about like how I've played over 9,000 games. Let's talk a little more specifically. As of the time of this recording, which is about, maybe a week before this video comes out, I am at 9,340 matches played and 1,917 matches won. Now, when I'm grinding for specific YouTube videos, specific challenges, yeah, it's gonna affect my win rate. I don't really care about that. I've also gained 742,000 snacks. Part of that is just because I've had the Sapper membership for a while and that gives you higher snacks. Yeah, let's go over most bot, least bot. Most bot pets. For each tier, we got Marmoset, Spider, Hatching Chick, Crow, Cow, and Oyster. And then most bot foods are apple, sleeping pill, avocado, pear, chocolate, and melon, with chocolate being my most bot item at 23,000. My most bought pet is Crow at 4,856. Speaking of matches, by the way, like I said, I've mainly been an arena guy, but even with 9,000 games played, I've played over 700 games of versus mode, whether that's lobbies or ranked, which is honestly insane because I'm not really much of a versus mode player. I'm surprised I even hit 300. I thought it was just going to be like maybe a few hundred, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, arena, I've played 8,627 games. And then going pack by pack, in terms of games, I've played 939 games of Turtle. That's my most played standard pack by far. I'm sure it is for a lot of people. Let's go down the line. Puppy, 503. Star, 425. Golden, 518. Unicorn, 362. So less than Star, but more than... actually, I guess it's the least so far. Danger's 148. Like I said, I haven't played, a ton of Danger. Weekly, 563. That's like more than everything but like Turtle, which is kind of insane. Like I said, I used to grind the weekly like crazy. And finally, custom packs. Of course, this is going to be my most. 5,803 games of custom with 1,019 wins. What? Okay, apparently I hit 1,000 wins sometime in the last few weeks, and I didn't know it. Man, that would have been a good video. Oh, well, I got 1,000 wins in customs. So of my, what was it, 9,340, 5,803 custom games. So if we do 5,308 divided by 9,340, there you go. About 57% of all of my games of superautopets have been in custom. So what can I say? I've got a favorite. But yeah, back in the day, my whole thing with playing superautopets, at first it was learning the packs and achievement grinding, then it was doing cool challenges, and then it turned into thinking of theory crafting a cool team and then doing it for a video. Nowadays, it's more like I just play the game, whether playing a standard pack or usually just a blind random custom pack. Because, I love roguelikes. I play a lot of them here and there over the years, and blind random customs really scratches that itch of, like a roguelike with everything being randomized every run. And nowadays, it's like I play a blind random custom run, or I'll watch another superautopets video for someone like Grounded or Fanboy Ochi, and that inspires me to make a team. Before, I'd spend time scrolling through the builder, what's a pet I haven't used in a while, had a long list in my phone of cool team ideas and stuff. I've mostly exhausted that list or just stopped adding to it for a while. I've definitely still got some team ideas. I still write down stuff from time to time, but I just want to think of a good team idea, I go ahead and record it, it's not like stuff that's been sitting there for months on end waiting for the perfect time to record a video. But yeah, where was I going with this? Customs, yada yada yada, blind random. Yeah, I was gonna talk about YouTubers. Yeah, that's another thing that's changed over the last 3 years. Is kind of the YouTube landscape. Back when I got into it, there was, you had your king of, superautopets back when it started out was Northern Lion. I never watched Northern Lion, but in terms of guys that were specifically only superautopets, you had Scooty. Scooty was the most popular by far. you know, doing all the cool teams and especially the A to Z's, though he eventually decided he'd stop playing the game after years, which is totally fine. That's like a normal thing to do. And who else did we have that was big? We had Haps and Kino. I watched a lot. Kino still streams, by the way, like once or twice, I think once a week, maybe twice a week, and still uploads on his second channel, which is pretty cool to see. Still up in the same kinds of videos that I was addicted to back when I was learning superautopets. That's just kind of cool to see. Other big YouTubers, obviously a Grounded Sap, who's still around nowadays, probably the GOAT of superautopets YouTube in terms of just having the coolest, most creative teams for years now. I don't know how the man does it. So if you ever like are wondering like, man, why does he complain about like this and that in the game? Well, it's because he's played like 5 kajillion hours of this game. He's seen every like lame broken team 5 ways to Sunday. Maybe he's just interested in something a little different from us, you know? But yeah, Grana was then. We also had Flame 96, and then Rev GT was also really big. I was kind of part of like the 3rd wave or so. I don't know if superautopets guys, you know, there was like me and like, who else? Coley Wooly, LeBun. I think that's when John Bear started uploading, you know, like Second Rock on the Moon was around then. There's some guys who would upload videos for a little bit and then drop it. Who else we have? We had like King Salmon for a while. Let's see. Of course, Super Auto Gaming was huge then. Oh, forget about Super Auto Gaming. Golly. That was another guy that got me into the game. Super Auto Gaming. As we win Danger Pack and we move on to the weekly. Now, this is actually a blind weekly. I had not played the weekly this week. I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's play it blind. I'm pretty confident in my skills at playing a blind random pack at this point, whether weekly or customs. I do it a lot. I think I'm pretty good at it. So let's just full send it. Let's just see what happens. You know, we're going to gamble the dice with our last couple runs here. But yeah, SAG was getting me into it. Who else was big around then? Who else was in my video? The connections video. That was kind of like the heyday of superautopets YouTubers around then. Because we had, you know, I think by the time Scooty had stopped, but you know, we had Kino and Haps. I think Haps started to slow down. We had Grounded and Flame and me and LeBun and Coley Wooly and King Salmon and Not a Game Devlog and golly, there's so many people. I can't even name them all. Shout outs to all of you who I named and otherwise who have uploaded videos in the past, been a part of the community at some point. Like, just thank you. You're the reason I, you know, keep doing this stuff. You guys have been awesome, just supporting me and, you know, just being a part of this community is just really cool. That's the real reason, by the way. Going back to the channel, 52 minutes in. The reason I've still upload superautopets after 3 years, it's the community. Like, that's the reason. I enjoy the game, obviously, but like, there's a lot of games I play a ton of that I just don't do videos on, like, you know, like Pokemon, you know, like Slay the Spire. I've put a handful of videos out. I have hundreds of hours in that game. I don't put out many videos of it, and that's okay. It's the community that's got me to stick around this long. It's cool that it's a big enough game that there's a decently sized community and there's, you know, a good amount of people online. You know, there's good about people on YouTube and like on the internet that are interested in talking about and playing this game. While also it's not so big that it just turns into like a cesspool of like the most toxic, you know, 24/7 online, you know, try hard, lame, you know, complain about everything kind of thing, you know, because like I've enjoyed other games in the past, but I haven't always enjoyed their communities. Like, you know, I used to play a lot of Smash Bros back in the day. I was never considering myself a part of the Smash Bros community. While I had fun playing the game, you know, people online are just, you know, frankly mean when it comes to competitive fighting games. Not just Smash Bros, just in general, just like, you know, the people you meet in person are way cooler than the people who talk about the game online and complain about every single thing. And like, oh, if you play this character, you should, you know, go jump off a bridge or something. Like, it's kind of crazy in these online gaming communities, Smash Bros and otherwise. And then superautopets, it's like, it's small enough, it's big enough that there's a lot of people, good amount of people, but small enough that it's not just turned into like toxic cesspool of humanity, and you can actually have some really cool conversations with people on the internet and actually have genuine discussion, make cool internet friends that like you get to know over like years, like playing this game. Like, people playing this game are generally cool. Like, that's just a crazy thing to say. So yeah, thank you to all of you who have been part of the community. That's the reason I keep making these videos, you know. I'll keep making them until I'm tired of making them. Like, I've been making these videos for 3 years. Who knows how much longer I will be playing this game. But you know, I'll keep playing this game as long as I'm enjoying it and as long as I'm having fun making content from it. I mean, shoot, if I ever stop, you know, I still like making the YouTube stuff. Maybe I'll just pivot to doing some of the single player stuff, or especially the stuff with my friends. That's my favorite stuff to make. But I'll always have Super Auto Pets somewhere, you know. You guys are special. All right, fine. It's been 55 minutes. Let's talk about the gameplay. So, very, you know, standard team here. We're running Guinea Pig, Koala, and Squirrel. The classic synergy that, you know, we're all kind of tired of running in Arena, but sometimes you have to do what you can to win. Just using a bunch of box standard stuff like this as we get another win with our box standard team. Cow Gelada's great. I don't know if Waffle's in this pack, but that'd be pretty cool. We're going to double freeze the salads here for some scaling. Let's see if I can hit the gelada. Oh, we're going to take Farmer Dog. Oh, that'll trigger the gelada. Okay, we hit one. Okay, we don't even need the Farmer Dog. Look at that. That's pretty cool. We could have Starfish pivoted, but I decided, you know what, let's just hang on to it. Ooh, okay. Do I want the Venus Flytrap? I guess not. Maybe if I already had still had Cow on my team, I could put it at the back. Put Farmer Dog on the team, hoping there's Chimpanzee or something in the pack that I can take advantage of it. I can't remember if I saw Blue Jay earlier or not. I love Blue Jay with corn cobs. Chimpanzee, honestly, is kind of lame. If I'm ever running a corn cob team, I'm running, you know, something like, I'm running like the Farmer Crow. I'm running Locust. I'm running, you know, especially Blue Jay is really interesting. I've got a lot of cool corn cob stuff in the past. You just have to look for it on my channel. But I've done some cool stuff with corn cobs and free-to-play stuff in the past. Oh, man, I'm really feeling it in my voice now. Come on, we can do it. 10 more minutes, Troubadour. We can do it. Take another breath. Take another gelada. Bars. The slow shirts. That's me in my head as I'm getting to this point in the recording. What do I say at this point? I can't believe we're at 7 wins with this team. What the heck? Like, this is the most random hodgepodge of BS. The only reason we're winning is because we've gotten some alright scaling and a protective perk on our guinea pig. Like, that's insane. Also, let's put that food on the flounder. No, put on the flounder. Put on the flounder. What are you doing? Put on the flounder and then... Oh, there's chimpanzee. Okay, I was like, put on the flounder and then Farmer Dog triggers the flounder. Oh, because I was going to sell out of the... I forgot about the cake. Okay, I forgot about that. Still, please put a food on the flounder. Okay, there we go. Level 2 Farmer Cow. Or Farmer Dog. That works. Look at that. We trigger the gelada and we get levels on the chimpanzee and the Farmer Dog. Like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Gonna get through this. Can we waste the steak? We waste the steak, we get a draw, that's okay. You know, we got a few minutes left. Let's talk about the future of the channel. I talked about it a little bit. Like I said, gonna keep doing Super Auto Pets as long as I'm having fun, and I'm still having a lot of fun playing this game and making videos. I don't see that stopping anytime soon. Especially because, like I said, I have a much healthier relationship with this game and with making videos for it. That like I don't feel any close to burnout, and like as close to burnout as I have in the past. Like I feel fine right now, which is awesome. I think it's helpful that you know, I've taken a bit of relax where like I don't have to like, oh, I have to get a video out this week and I have to like yada 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 for the channel. You know, I'm not like that with the videos anymore. I'm not like that with the game anymore. I still enjoy playing the game, and you know, I still have fun palette cleansers when it comes to other content. Whether that's like a mostly unedited long form thing like Slay the Spire, or where it's one of those highly edited, super fun things. Oh, I have to skip Leviathan. You hate to see it. I almost bought it there. My favorite bet in the game, Leviathan. But yeah, the even if it's especially the highly edited stuff I do with my friends, like that just gives me life, and also is a nice reprieve from the Super Auto Pets formula. So, you know, mentally give me a little bit of a break there. Man, I hate skipping Leviathan. That's a part I skipped over, was back when Leviathan was broken. It was my favorite pet to spam back in the day. I used to spam Leviathan plus Team Spear and or Starfish all the time, and I grind achievement with it. And even though Leviathan's nerfed nowadays, I still enjoy running the pet, and it's always a temptation, especially comes on weekly. I'm like, what if I pivot my whole team into Leviathan, even though I'm on like 8 trophies? But yeah, we're gonna get it there. 50-50. We got a gorilla. We got decent scaling, hammerhead. We get the win with the blind weekly. Accidentally clicked play again, so ignore this. We're not playing weekly again. That doesn't count. Accidentally clicked play again. But we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna do a blind random custom game to finish it out. That's right. We're gonna do blind random customs, bet it all on hoping we get a good pack. And let me tell you, not a great start. Where's my like 2 attack 3 health or 3 attack 2 health guys? Like, oh my gosh, my bread and butter are gone. This is so sad. Shoot, what was I talking about right before this? I was talking about Leviathan, right? Oh yeah, speaking of Leviathan, achievements. In case you didn't know, I have almost every achievement in the game, and I have had them for a while. At some point, I want to go back and finish them up. Here's the pets I have left, all right? The only pets I've left to get achievements for are ones you can only get from Venus Flytrap because they're battle-only pets, and I've already gotten some of them. Here's the ones I have left to get. Salmon, Nest, Cuckoo Chick, and Giant Eyes Dog. I've done some grinding for them in the past. I know there's some easier ways to get some of these now, such as, you know, Grounded showing off, getting the Cuckoo Chick achievement with Silly on Cuckoo, you know, so that could be an idea. At some point I'll get back and do those. Maybe that'll happen soon, who knows. I would love to get back, you know, because it'd be cool to say I have every achievement in the game again, because, you know, I had every achievement in the game, and then they added, you know, Unicorn Pack, and I got every achievement in the game, and they added like 100,000 pets in customs, you know, and revamped Puppy and Star, and like I just didn't have them all again. So, you know, it's cool that I'm almost at that again. I don't think I've gotten a new achievement in maybe 5 months. Like, it has been a minute. Hey, we're doing all right here. We're just scaling on our Patagonian Mara. Triple Weevil. Weevil definitely underrated. Not the strongest thing, but under the right synergies can definitely put in a lot of work. Also, I love Cloudberry. I've been in almost all my custom packs. Ooh, Llama, you guys want more scaling? Oh yeah, this is what you came for, some more rabbit scaling, bringing it full circle. We're gonna run a rabbit and crow, or crab and snake. No, I'm just kidding. Just like my first ever game. Oh, speaking of, here's another lore I've shared before with that first ever game. Can't believe I forgot about before. As you've noticed, I always use the cowboy hat. I've never switched the hat on my team. Now, here and there, like you see on the Magpie, I switch out the hats for members, but, you know, by default, everything's on cowboy hat. The reason for that is that first ever game I played, my friend coached me, and I won. And back then, instead of it being randomized, there was a shop for the hats in the game. And I got 100 snacks for winning, so I spent 100 snacks and bought a cowboy hat, and I had it ever since. So that's the story behind that. Also, if we're talking about cosmetics, my favorite mascot is the snail mascot because it's cute and it looks like Snail's house. They legally can't say it's based on Snail's house, but, you know, it's pretty obvious. And then also my favorite background, man, it goes back and forth. I switch it around a lot. For a while, I ran the money bin, you know? I was running the Galaxy in this particular one. I like it sometimes, but it gets hard on the eyes after a while. What would I say my favorite background is? Let me go look at my phone, scrolling through all these. One that I go back to a lot that I'll leave it on for a while is probably like, maybe the, what's that one? Castle Wall. Castle Wall is probably one I can leave on for a while and really like. I don't know if there's one that's like, I would only run this 24/7. Back in the day, I used to switch it every month, by the way. That was a fun thing I did for a while. Every month was a different background for my runs and for my videos. And then I was just running the money background for like a year. Nowadays, I just switched up based on once, and I switched to mascot too. Oh, and then my favorite entrance animation. Some are fun, but I don't do them because they're annoying the noise-wise, such as the music one or the bus one. The entrance I use, for most of the game's life, I used Magic Portal, the one that would go bloop, 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 bloop from like the center. The reason I used Magic Portal is because it was the fastest one, and I was tired of having to, you know, it saved me a little time, and I was skipping the intro every single battle. So I did that when I was doing a lot of achievement grinding. But nowadays I do the Shiny Pets one because I think it just looks neat, and you know it's web store exclusive, so that's pretty cool. I think it's still web store exclusive. I don't think they've made any of the web store exclusive stuff available in the game itself, besides, you know, gifting packs and the multi-pack with everything in it. We bring in Humphead Ras. Humphead, very underrated pet in my opinion. Unfortunate snipe there. Oh, we're gonna be okay. Look at that. Very underrated pet. Like, honestly, I take it more than like Skunk nowadays sometimes. It really shuts down a wide variety of builds, especially if you get it to at least level 2. Level 3, it's like, it will basically let one of your pets 2v1 for free. Like, it reduces them to like 10 attack at least. It's insane. As we're going to switch around our order a little bit. And then we have Sea Cucumber for a little bit of scaling, but also for ailments, being able to replace perks. Kind of helps me offset my little bit lower stats as a result. Looking very good here. Okay, everything hits the Patagonian Mara. That's pretty cool. Speaking of underrated pets, here's a Troubadour hot take. Okay, recently I made a post saying, hey, what's your Super Auto Pets hot takes? That'll be a video, you know, some point in the future. I don't know. I put that post out today as the time of this recording, so it'll probably be out, you know, after this video. But a Troubadour hot take, I think Pygmy Seahorse and Cockroach are the top 10 tier 1s in the game. I put them in pretty much every single one of my custom packs now, which I think especially people, I mean, like, you know, Cockroach, yeah, it's got some uses, but like, people are always like, Pygmy Seahorse, what? Trust me, just don't buy 2 Pygmy Seahorses turn 1, and you'll figure out that this pet is actually crazy. It helps you two for 1 so much in the early game. Maybe pivot off it starting in like turn 5, 6, or 7 once you hit the once you start, you know, you hit a level 2, and then at that point you're trying to get other stuff in the team. But like the amount of stats it gives you from tempo is just absolutely insane. And then Cockroach, the 1/1 summoning a 2/2 actually trades so well in the early game, and it can do decently well for a while with summon synergies. And it's just, I think it's just super underrated. So yeah, Pygmy Seahorse, Cockroach, not the best tier 1s in the game, but I would say top 10, and I put them in pretty much every custom pack. But yeah, we're gonna get near the end here of this incredible marathon of gaming and voiceover. My voice is gone. I'm done with videos for the day, I have decided. What do we face on our last turn of our Gauntlet Blind Random Customs? It's Grounded Sap running Giant Squirrel, and guess what? We replaced the Giant Squirrel's perk, and so it gets completely nullified. Dunkleosteus, we don't really care. And we're gonna beat Grounded Sap to win the Super Auto Pets Gauntlet. Wow. What a journey. Thank you. If you stuck around to the end, thank you so much. That's kind of insane. An hour of me rambling mostly about not the game is kind of crazy. Oh, here you go. You can see me scroll through here, see all the runs in order. Besides that one I've been in, because I clicked weekly accidentally. Here's a couple other attempts that didn't go anywhere. You see the turtle pack there. But yeah, cool. So yeah, 3-year anniversary, pretty sick. Thank you all for supporting this channel for 3 years. Got more fun content on the way soon. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do the generic stuff. I'll catch you guys in the next video, but until then, as always, stay true.